Maybe. Right, Eshan? Hi there, my name is Hardeep, and this is my son, Eshan. Eshan is 14 years old, and he's got cerebral palsy. Um, it was very important for me to put Eshan into a care home facility because his needs can be quite complex at times, and I, as a parent, wanted what was best for Eshan. When finding a residential facility, it's really important to me that it not only had a fantastic residence with some really great facilities, but that it had a school on site as well. And one of the reasons that I was really happy to come to Meldreth was because it had everything all in one place. So that was the first thing that was really great for me. I'm very big on education for Eshan. You know, a lot of people look at Eshan and think, you know, what is it that he's going to achieve? But actually, as a parent, I look at Eshan and think that he can achieve. And therefore, I want him to be in a school that is really well adapted on a special needs basis to look after children like Eshan. He's going to give us a smile here. I should have said at the very beginning, this is the first time we're doing an interview together, so it's a very special one for me. So going back to schooling, I think that in the 3 years that Eshan has been at Meldreth, I've known all his school teachers. I think they've been superbly trained up. The teaching assistants have been really good with Eshan as well. He does a multitude of different things when he's in school. You know, his music therapy, his rebound therapy, his hydrotherapy pool, his standing frame, going out on the beanbag, playing with his guinea pig. You know, he's got so many different things that he does in the school, which is fantastic. But for me, what's also really important is that when he finishes school, he goes into a residential setting where he's relaxed and he can be comfortable. He has a fantastic bedroom with all the adaptable beds and ceiling hoists. And actually, what I particularly love about Eshan's room, and you do as well, is that he's got a bath that moves up and down with a really good bath chair, wonderful hoist, and every night he has a nice hot bath. So that for me is really important. And then of course there are other children that are in the facility as well, that he can interact with outside of school. So that could be over the weekends, he's kept active. That could be in the evenings before he goes to bed. You know, he's a very sensory child, so noise and sound is very important to him, as is touch. So that's something that's really important to me as well. I think the other important thing is having an outdoor area where Eshan can walk and he can listen to bird sounds and he can actually see musical instruments. And where we're sat right now is actually a beautiful sensory garden which we have over here, which Eshan comes to very often. He listens to the bird songs here and he goes for a walk around the site. So I think that's a wonderful thing for Eshan. I think with mainstream schools, you know, as a parent of a child with a disability, we are sometimes led by what we want for our children rather than what's important for our children. And this was a discussion that we had with Eshan in the very early days. You know, does he go to a mainstream school? Should he go to a mainstream school? And there are advantages of mainstream schools for certain types of children with disabilities. But I think in Eshan's case, with his specialist need, it's important for him to be somewhere where they are completely trained on how to work with Eshan and how to maximize the benefit from Eshan. But with that said, one of the things I was talking about earlier today was Eshan once went to a school where they had a mainstream school that was linked to a special needs school by a simple corridor. And what they were able to do on certain days of the week is get the children from the mainstream school to come and visit the children from the special needs school so they can start interacting and understanding how different children interact with each other. And that was very good, you know, but I think the reality is, you know, for children with Eshan's level of need, he's got to be somewhere specialist. And I think in his class, for example, there's only 3 or 4 children, which is fantastic. So he's going to get, you know, all the teachers' attention and the attention of the teaching assistants. So I think for Eshan's schooling and for his future, I think residential units and facilities like Meldreth should be taken very seriously and considered.